2003, starting in Narragansett, Rhode Island, Attleboro, and was appointed superintendent in New Bedford to do turnaround work in an urban setting. Our former commissioner, Mitchell Chester, had such faith in her that he named her to be the first receiver ever in a level 5 school. She broke ground as a superintendent that would have the strength to do that effectively. And he was indeed correct about that, because she knows from what I attend, every child in that school, what their dreams and hopes are, that community, and you make decisions about those children. I also know it's hard for you to call a snow day, because she knows that some of her children will not eat that day. Whenever she makes a decision, it's about the children. One of her employees said, she's the strongest and toughest administrator I've ever known. But you know, when she makes the decision, it's about the children, and she never wavers. She has a spirit for life if you know her. Her energy is unmatched. She even has more energy than I do. I can't even follow her. I've tried it before. She lights up a room when she enters, wonderful sense of humor, and a loving heart of gold. These two women exemplify leaders with strong character, determination, kindness, skill, and commitment. What more can we say? What more can we ask from you in all these many years? Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for your leadership. I'm going to give you a chance, both of you, to say something to this wonderful audience.
This too? Oh my gosh. We spent a weekend of, we have 3 delicious children, and their significant others, and they're all over the world, and we came together this weekend for one of our nephew's weddings, and it was terrific, all 8 of us being together, and I can't believe they didn't say anything, so. But I do want to say, I am very surprised, and I am so humbled that you would recognize leadership of the superintendency, particularly a superintendent who has built and thrilled with the team I have, because you can't do it alone. And as we talk about women before us, the trailblazers, the 911 calls I made to Joan Connolly, the Chris McGrath, who taught me about 5 years ago when I was having challenges with the school committee. So when you do that school committee meeting, you pretend it's your next job interview. And it was the best advice. You know, how to manage conflict, how to manage those difficult conversations. And I am so grateful to them and Carla Bear and Mary and my sister superintendents who are here today, because there are not enough of us. I think we're up to about 35% or so, and maybe we should be more, might be a little more. The Pat Martins who does the work behind the scene and who constantly give you that nudge that you do need. We need women superintendents for a lot of reasons. We need to look like the kids that we serve, and we also need to be able to empower other women to do so. None of us were born doing this kind of work. And I always think about when I ask women to come forward to take a position, they're generally saying, I'm not sure I'm ready. And yet, that's not the reaction I get from men I've approached. So I say to women in this room, you are ready. There'll never be a perfect time to be ready. But seek the support from each other. Make sure you want to work hard and make sure you are able to build a team. I am very fortunate that in New Bedford, I started on a journey that wasn't sure how it was going to work. 5 years later, I'm leaving a team there that knows how it is supposed to work. And they will be the challenge for the next superintendent, letting he or she know what is about turnaround work for 13,000 kids that really didn't have a shot for a long, long time, long before I entered there. And now they have the opportunities because they have tasted excellence, and now they know they should be demanding it. And I say that because many of our kids, as Mary said before, don't have the voices. We have to be their voices. And I am so proud of the work that we've done there. The other thing I want to say is we don't do it alone, but it's very hard at times to rise above the fray. And I will say the last 5 years have been probably the most challenging of my career, and more to come, but very, very challenging. And consistently, I would be asked by my team, how did you just keep a straight face with that? Or why didn't you just lash out at that person? And as my husband Dennis knows very well, that if you read my mind, I would be in prison. But I have learned to be able to watch the Koala Bears, watch the Tom Pazons, watch all the people before me, to know that you take it in, and when they go low, we go high, as Michelle Obama would say. And I'm not saying that's ever easy. I also believe we have to make sure our message is clear. And if it becomes personal, AL, the message gets lost. I do believe women superintendents are subjected to far more scrutiny, far more antagonism, far more nastiness, as Anna said in the beginning of this, showing those tweets, and a lot of it is women on women. And we need to rise above that, and we need to confront it. We need to say to people, you know, you don't even know me, but let's sit down and talk about what is going on. I did that recently to a newly elected school committee member, to be able to say, so what was that all about? Now that we're here one-on-one, why did you choose to do that? And the person couldn't answer me. But I do believe she'll be different the next time she tries to make a decision with that. I say that because we have to be role models and we have to be leaders. And with that, I am so grateful for the people in my life who have supported a tremendous amount, not only these last 5 years, but long before that. One of my best hires was Jason Falco, Deputy Superintendent, soon to be Superintendent in Blackstone Millville. So I'm thrilled as people who I've mentored and hopefully have learned a little bit from Pia Durkin are able to take that further and pay it forward. To my best friend, who happens to be my husband of 40 years, I could not have done this without him, and I'm so glad you're here today. We have 3, as I said, delicious kids. My oldest daughter is a film producer, and we were talking about how women are breaking into that, and she, learning from her mother and dad, has formed a network of other women film producers, because it's a lonely job. We think women's superintendency is film production is also. My second daughter, Emily, works for Save the Children, and next week she's back to Bangladesh to help deal with the crisis that goes on there, and she's been all over the world, and she's one of the education directors. And my son works for a nonprofit in North Carolina and met the love of his life in South Africa working for a nonprofit called Grassroots Soccer. The 3 of them are the best things we've ever done. And that's what it's all about, is being able to pay it forward and have them change the world, as I hope all of you will too. I can't thank you enough for this award, and I do want to thank Tom Scott, who I do believe deserves a copay at times for therapy on phone and in person, for all that he does for all superintendents, men and women. And Tom never loses it. And he always gives you a chance to reflect and give you his best thinking. And I know in my 13 years as superintendent, Tom, you've helped me enormously. So I can't thank you enough. It means an awful lot to me, but it also means a lot to my district. So thank you. And my principals back there, one of the things I'm most proudest of is that I was able to tap into people who never thought about administration, right, Darcy and Justine?
Yes.
And who basically said, huh, you think I should be a principal? Yes, you should be a principal. And they are 2 of the best and represent scores of others that I'm privileged to lead back in Bedford. So thank you again.